there are some teething issues that we have to deal with in terms of who plays for the Black Stars, who is not going to play for the Black Stars, who should be called and who should not be called. I'd like to give an opinion on that matter. And in that regard, that's a beautiful Hudson-Odoi. Let's begin, though, with telling a bit of the history of these situations. So the concern is that the people feel that there's an inordinate PR campaign to get us two very good players from England to beef up the team, as they say. I'm going to analyze that. Let's start with the history. This is not the first time. Indeed, for those of my generation, the first player to have played for the Black Stars, but who wasn't either born in Ghana or lived in Ghana and lived in another country, was Anthony Bafo. Can you give me the photographs of the old players? Was Tony Bafo. You know Tony Bafo? He was raised and born and raised in Germany, and then he came over. They'll get me the photographs very soon. He was born and raised in Germany, and then he came over to play for the Black Stars. Tony Bafo played in the qualifiers towards the 1992 African Cup of Nations. But that's very instructive. Tony Bafo's first game for the Black Stars was an AFCON qualifier. It wasn't a World Cup. It was an AFCON qualifier. In fact, Tony Bafo's team never qualified to the World Cup. The first time Tony Bafo came to play for Ghana, it was an AFCON qualifier. It was a game between the Black Stars and Benin Republic, the Republic of Benin. And the Black Stars beat the Beninois by 4-1. The supporters at the Kumasi Stadium were completely delighted with the pace of Tony Bafo. Then in Rasta Head, he was coming from the Bundesliga. He was playing for, I can't remember which team, Tony Bafo, Dusseldorf or something like that. Yeah, that's Tony Bafo here in an AFCON game against Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire. This would have been in perhaps the 1994 African Cup of Nations. That's Tony Bafo playing for Ghana. This is the first, as we can remember, of any Black Stars player who was not born in Ghana, etc., etc. Let's move on and check out the other players. I'll just name them very quickly and then we'll move on. Because in between the sports discussions, Lawyer will come in to give us the latest on the Daddy Lumba conversation. So, not Abedi Pele, the foreigners, the theme of the... I'm on the foreigners, please. Yes, so that's Adam Kwarase. You remember him, viewers. Adam Kwarase is a very good goalkeeper, and he came to play with the Black Stars, with Asamoah Gyan's team, Stephen Appiah. They all played together, isn't it? That's Adam Kwarase. Who else do we have? Oh, that was Adam Kwarase. This is Junior Agogo, about whom we have to say something, because I was involved among the media who were calling for Junior Agogo to come in to play for the Black Stars towards CAN 2008. And I remember it was orchestrated by Yampofo Ankara, who had gone to watch a game in England and has seen Junior Agogo. He came and shared with all of us, his colleagues, that look, there's a Ghanaian striker called Agogo. If we get him and we pay him as Asamoah Gyan, we are there. Charlie, we are finished. Concerns were that Junior Agogo was not playing in the English Premier League and he was not playing in League One. He was actually playing in League Two. But they brought his videos and it looked like, some people were very against it. And then the agenda was pushed for Junior Agogo. And he came to play for Ghana first in an AFCON tournament. He came to the African Cup of Nations 2008, which Ghana hosted. And that was Junior Agogo's first time of playing for Ghana. Well, that's Tony Bafo again over here. Is this still Tony Bafo? Is that all? Is it finished? This is Quincy Owusu-Abeye. You remember him, viewers? He's a super dribbling magician. He delighted the crowd in CAN 2008 at the Accra Sports Stadium. I was there. I saw him. I spoke to him. Quincy Owusu-Abeye was such a super dribbler. And his pairing with Stephen Appiah. I mean, that time Ghana had one of the best teams in the world. Quincy was in the middle. Behind him was Anthony Annan. Viewers, remember Anthony Annan? And then on the left-hand side is Sule Muntari. Inside right was Michael Essien. Stephen Appiah is in number 10. Asamoah Gyan is 9. And the team was moving like that. I mean, that was a team. That Black Stars African Cup of Nations 2018 can win the World Cup. They were such a maestro team. And Dede Ayew was on the bench, by the way. So this is Quincy Owusu-Abeye. He also came to play AFCON. So this has been a bit of history. And then, of course, the biggest one. Kevin Prince Boateng. I'm sure everyone remembers Kevin Prince Boateng. That's quite recent. Kevin Prince Boateng came into the team to play for the World Cup. Tonight, Ibrahim Sani Diarra is coming to the studio. We're going to ask him the story about Kevin Prince Boateng, because it was Ibrahim Sani Diarra who pushed this Kevin Prince Boateng agenda more than anyone else. In those days, Ibrahim was reporting for the BBC, and he advocated for this big time. I've seen a social media post when this Eddie Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi issue came up. But he's coming to the studio. He'll tell us the story with Kevin Prince Boateng. So I'll leave it there when Ibrahim, the Sunny Dare, comes to the studio, he's going to tell us about that. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make, that this will not be the first time that Ghanaians who played abroad, who were born abroad, are coming in to play football for the Black Stars. It will not be the first time. Okay, that said, let's now go and look at the world team. Somebody put together, if Ghana were to harness all its players, who will make the 11? All Ghanaian born or parents or players born to Ghanaian parents. If Ghana were to harness that, what will it be? I found that very interesting. This is where it is. So this is what they are saying. If all players in Europe born to Ghanaian parents were to make the Black Stars, this, he says, is the best team that Ghana would have had. He begins, goalkeeper is Hudson-Odoi, and I think he's a goalkeeper in France. Netherlands, yes, that's the Netherlands flag. He's a goalkeeper in Netherlands. Hudson-Odoi is a goalkeeper in Netherlands. He's Ghanaian, parents are Ghanaian. So the guy says that this would have been the goalkeeper. And then he's doing a 4-4-2, it looks like, no, 4-3-3. He's doing a 4-3-3 formation. So in defense, he's going to have Salisu, who is with us, and he's going to have a Hen, who plays, I believe, for Sweden. Yes, Hen is 30 million worth. He plays for Sweden. He's in there. And then he was going to have on the left back, Hendricks, who plays for Germany. Is that also?
Yes, please.
Yes, Hendricks plays for Germany. And then he's going to have on the right back, the Liverpool star, Frimpong, who also plays for Netherlands. This is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting analysis the guy made. Now he's moving into midfield. Thomas Partey takes his very strong position. He plays for Ghana. Then you have Manchester United's Kobbie Mainoo as a partner to Thomas Partey. Viewers, that's a World Cup winning team, by the way. Right there, that's a World Cup winning team. Thomas Partey and Kobbie Mainoo in midfield. That's really a World Cup winning team. You know, next time we should build our country. Yeah? Next time we should build our country. We shouldn't be losing all of these guys. Kobbie Mainoo is playing for England. And then in the central part of offensive midfield, we have Mohamed Kudus. Thankfully, we have him. And then he was going to have the other Inaki, Williams. He plays for Barcelona and Spain. And he was going to be on the right. Oh, Williams is in Bilbao. Atletico Bilbao. Okay, he's in Atletico Bilbao. I thought he was in Barcelona. So that's Nico. So Nico will be on the right. In fact, Inaki doesn't make the team. And then on the left side of the striking, he was going to have Jeremy Doku, who plays for Belgium and plays for Manchester City. Doku, of course, is a Ghanaian name. So his parents are Ghanaians. Jeremy Doku. And then he was going to have on the top of the attack, the arrowhead, Antoine Semenyo. So in this team of 11, Ghana has been able to retain Salisu, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Kudus, and Antoine Semenyo. 4 players that we have been able to retain in what could have been the best 11 that the nation state of Ghana could have assembled. Because of economic things and greener pastures, Ghana cannot field the best 11 that should have represented Ghana at the World Cup. And of the best 11 selected, and many will agree with this analysis, of the best 11 selected, we have only maintained 4 who are able to play for Ghana. And we have to look for the other 7 from within Ghana who may not be as good as these players put here. If you're watching me, you can text. Do you agree with this one? Do you agree with this analysis that this is the best 11 that Ghana could have assembled? Do you agree with it? Tell me whether you agree. Okay, so that said, let's move on to the next context of the analysis. Now, we're going to talk about this issue of should this player be called or should this player not be called? So there's a different file. So this is Hudson-Odoi. He plays for Nottingham Forest. His parents are Ghanaians, good guy. This Eddie Nketiah is a very good striker, played for Arsenal, plays for Crystal Palace. One of Eddie Nketiah's strengths is that he doesn't shoot off target. Have you noticed that? He shoots on targets, you know. He may not score, but he really shoots on target. I hardly see him do over the bar and that kind of thing. He's a kind of well put together forward. He's a number 9, you know. So that's Eddie Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi is offensive from the right, I believe, and he knows how to wriggle his way. If you have him and Mohamed Kudus in midfield, perhaps you might have something good. Anyway, Now, the conversation is these two gentlemen. Can you put them together? Do you have it? These two gentlemen decided that they had the opportunity to play for Ghana and they didn't. That they had the opportunity to feature for the BlackStars and then they didn't. They went to look for England and England called them up. But England didn't continue to use them. So at this stage, they want to play for Ghana. And it's generated uproar on social media. Some say no, some say yes. I don't know whether it's a referendum we are running, but that's the uproar is generated. Now, the point to be made is this. If you take the striker, for instance, Nketiah, he's 26 years old. He's going to be 27 around the time the World Cup is going on. This may be his last opportunity to feature in the World Cup. At 31, maybe he could, maybe not, but the chances are slimmer than it is now. He's a good player, and he's a prolific modern striker. And he has the opportunity to go to the World Cup with Ghana. If I were him, I'll relish the opportunity. If it were you, you will relish the opportunity. Everyone will relish that opportunity. At your age, with your stature, you've never played in the World Cup. It's unlikely that you're going to play in the World Cup with England. You can play with Ghana. I will jump at it. Everyone will jump at it. So there's no problem with that. And we have to understand that from that angle as well. And put yourself in his position. I get all what you are saying in your homes. I get it. I'll come to that. So that's Eddie. The same thing I think for Hudson-Odoi as well. One of the best issues the best descriptions of the conversation I read on social media was from Gary L. Smith. Gary L. Smith put something there and said that if the two of them are better than what we have, then please take them. If they are not better than what we have, then you leave them. Something like that. I thought it was very specific. So that's one way to go. But even if they are not better than what we have, even if Eddie is not better than what we have, it's a tournament we are going to. Does it hurt to have another quality striker? It doesn't hurt. I don't think so. Does it hurt to have another, if you have 5 strikers, 4 strikers, 3 strikers, you're going into a tournament, injuries may occur. Yellow cards may occur at crucial times. Injury can occur in training. Injury can occur 5 minutes into the game. It doesn't hurt to have another striker on. I don't think it hurts. But there are more issues than that. If we were to do that, if we were to do what I'm saying, which left to me I will do, but if we were to do that, what are the pros and cons about it? One of the issues that we'll be raising is that what signal are we sending? What signal are we sending? And I'm coming to Abedi and his sons. Are we telling a Ghanaian boy who is 15 years old now and he's born in Holland or Paris or Germany or Mexico or the United States for that matter? They are also coming up in football, the United States. And he's watching what is happening. He's 15 years old. Are we sending him a signal that, don't worry, try the country that you are in. If you don't get, Ghana will always be there. Is that a signal we want to send? That's the only critical matter that bears conversation, that bears sort of giving it a thought. That's the critical matter. Otherwise, everything I've said is that, why not? But this is the issue. What signal are we sending out there to a Ghanaian? Some of my friends have children who are 15. They play football. They live abroad. They went to Presec, but they live abroad with their wives. They migrated there since university. They've been there. Their children are 16. They are playing football. What signal are we sending to that child? That if you are in England, just play well, get a good team, try the 3 Lions. If you try and you don't get it, Ghana is going to World Cup, you just go. You will be allowed because this is the history. If we can manage that, I think that we don't have any problem. If you look at Abedi Pele and his sons, you see that's Abedi Pele's family, we may have to find some huge award for them. Abedi Pele's family. We may have to design an award for them. This is the maestro Abedi. This is Dede Ayew, captain of the BlackStars. Jordan Ayew, captain of the BlackStars. They are not just captains of the BlackStars, they are significant contributors to the teams that they play with in the BlackStars. This is a family that we have to find some award and dedicate it to Abedi Pele and his family, especially his wife, Maha Kaldi, pretty woman, especially her, because it wouldn't have been possible without her. Look at how she's raised. She's raised Abedi Pele, of course. You know what I mean. She's raised Dede Ayew, and she's raised Jordan. She has raised 3 captains of the Black Stars, not just captains, significant captains. Look at the record they are posting of Jordan. Scored 7, assist 7. The highest contributor to the World Cup globally for 2026, Abedi Pele's son. Abedi Pele was a darling of the French government. Abedi Pele was a darling of the French government. It would have been easy for Dede Ayew to play for France. It's very, very simple. It would have been simple. He would just have walked into the team. In those days, he played for Marseille. He was one of the top players. He just have walked into the French team. But he played for Ghana. When he played for Ghana in the under 20 something, Dede Ayew didn't know whether we'll go to World Cup or won't go to World Cup. He focused that I am playing for Ghana. That's my father's country. I'm playing for Ghana. He didn't check. And in fact, Ghana's chances of going to the World Cup was slim. Slimmer than France. France was always going to go to the World Cup. Ghana's chances were slim. But the maestro told his son, you are playing for the Black Stars. He played for the Black Stars at age 17. 19, he was playing for the Black Stars. 20. His first major tournament for the Black Stars was AFCON 2008. He came in as a substitute. This is a boy that France would have been happy to have. They would have been dying. Dede Ayew in the French team. Oh my goodness. It's Abedi Pele's son. Basil Boli, who played with Abedi Pele, he played for France. Odenke, you know him. He played for France. They were all Abedi Pele's contemporaries. So there will be no difficulty for Dede Ayew to play for France. But he played for Ghana. And then his brother followed through. He could have decided, okay, my brother plays for Ghana, me, I'll play for France. He would have been in the French team. But again, he played for Ghana. That's the signal that perhaps we should be sending. That's the problem with the Hudson-Odoi thing. This Ayew signal is what we should be sending. Because if you look at it critically, Andre and his brother, they are like all these boys. Their parents lived abroad for most. Abedi Pele lived abroad for all his life. Their parents lived abroad for all their lives. Their mother lived abroad all their lives. They are raised in the countries where their parents were playing. So these boys, they are French boys. They are not Anglophone. They are Francophone. These boys they are French boys. But so they could have played for France. They could have played for Belgium. They can play there. But they decided to play for the Black Stars, not knowing whether the Black Stars will go to World Cup or not. I think I'll leave it here, and then we can think about it. But if you ask me about the conversation, I think they should let them come, because we are going to a tournament. You need depth. You need more people. They should let them come. The only small matter is what is the signal that we are sending out there.